Hi there. We're back out here in the garage again. I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have the garage. You sit in the house and you watch some of this news on the TV, or you look at it on the internet, and so many worries and things to be concerned about. It would pretty well drive you crazy in no time. But I get to come out here in the garage and work on things. Now, that sign I made out of the bent rebar, that rebar came out, most of all of it came out of my scrap pile. And I've got a junk pile, but it's not just junk, it's stuff that I collect that I think someday I may do something with that. You know, I have a kind of a project in mind that I've seen an idea somewhere, and I keep it. For example, I've got a car spring back there out of a 55 Chevrolet. And I pictured when I brought it home to make a wiener dog to put out in the yard. The spring, you know, you've seen them all. You've seen people put them together. And it's still back there waiting on me to get in the mood to make a wiener dog. But one other thing that I've had in mind to make was a shovel bird. And if you Google it on the internet, look at scrap shovel, garden, ironwork, birds, whatever you can find, junk sculptures for yards, that's what you come up with. Well, so through my yard sale experiences and things, and picking up and noticing and having an eye for junk, I've collected the following materials that I think I'm going to work out and build a shovel bird. First thing you need, of course, is a good shovel. Well, not a good one. I got this one free. But there's a shovel, and if you picture this is going to be the body of the bird. It's going to be sitting like that, his legs coming down, and his neck coming up here. The bird I'm thinking about is called a egret. I don't know what the first of it is, but anyway, it's an egret. You see them at ponds all the time. If I saw one once, I was fishing one morning. It was really early in the morning at a fairly small pond, and it was raining just a little bit, but there wasn't anybody else there. But across the pond, I saw this great big white bird standing over there, and he looked like he was watching me. Well, he was watching me. I caught a fish. It was a little channel catfish, and as I was reeling it in, I got it next to the bank, and he turned and flopped and made a bunch of flopping in the water. And I looked, and that bird was flying right toward that fish, right at my feet. And he got pretty big as he came closer. But as he got over there to me, that fish was flopping, and then he saw me, and I scared it, and it scared me to death. And so it swooped and pulled out of its dive just right before it got to me, and landed on another tree over there, a dead tree, sticking up out of the water, and watched me fish the rest of the morning. But they're beautiful birds. They're interesting to see. If you ever get a chance to just observe one for a while, they're pretty neat. But my shovel bird's going to be a kind of an imitation of that. This is going to be his body sticking up there. His neck's going to go on here, and I'm going to make it curve around. His neck's going to be this piece of conduit pipe that I got out of the dumpster back here behind the house when they were remodeling the nail salon. So I've got this piece of pipe. But that's going to be his neck. I'm going to have to bend that. And I'm not going to bend it with my bender. For this one, I'm going to have to cut a V-notch in it and then bend it that way so that I'll notch it a couple places and put the curve in it. I'll show you that on the video if I ever get it to turn out. Of course, on top of his neck, you need his head and his beak. That's another yard sale find. That was this axe pick. What I'm going to do is this is going to be his beak coming out. This will be his head. I'm going to cut it in half. I'm trying to get my son-in-law to come over and make one of these too, so he can set it out there by Lake Papawin behind his house. But we'll see if he does or not. But this is going to be the beak on the bird. I'm going to cut it off right here. This will be his head, and of course he needs some eyeballs up here on his head. So I've got two 3/4 inch pipe caps, and I'm going to weld those on the side of his head like this so that they look like his eyes. I've got two of them. Now for his legs, I've got more 1/2-inch rebar. And it's gonna stick down like this, and it'll weld to the shovel. Put it on the shovel like this. I'll probably have to bend it a little bit to get it to bend down to where it looks right. And of course, then they've got a little joint right there. It looks like a knee in their legs. I looked at some pictures. So to make that joint, I'm going to use this nut. I've got a great big nut. Got out of my bolt collection back here at the back. So I'll put that leg on there like that. And then the other part of his leg, I'll put it like this, so it looks like his knee is bent. I don't know for sure how I'm going to have him standing, but when I get all that figured out, then I'll trim these off to make them look like a right length and approximately the right length. And then to hold it all, so that it all stands up, my son Matthew came over last night, and he does quite a bit of work on cars. He likes to do brakes. And he brought me this great big brake drum. It's pretty heavy. So what I'm going to do is set it on the ground, and then I'll fasten the legs to it. And then I'll stand my bird up on, put my shovel on the legs and the neck and then the head. And it's going to be a pretty tall bird when I get it done, but we'll see what it works out like. It's a beautiful day today. I've got my stool I'm sitting on. I don't know if you can see, pull this down here a little bit. Nah, you just can't see it. Anyway, I've got my stool I'm sitting on. Let me take this down and show you. So here's my workbench. Got my pieces laying on there that I was talking about, the legs and the beak, and there's the brake drum with the leg sticking out of it. I've got my setting down vise stand right here to bend and work and hold things. There's my welder. And there's my rolling stool to set on so that I can sit there and work and see what we come out with. I'll update you as we go along. Well, there it is, ready for paint. We got it put together. The body and neck and everything's going to be bright white. The beak and the legs are going to be orange. I've got some orange paint. The base I'm going to do green so it looks like I'm sitting in the grass. And the eyeballs sticking out the side are going to be black. So we'll show it after we get some paint on it. Well, there it sits at the corner of my garage door. Guess I need to name it. Since I made it out all the yard sale things and the junk, I think I'll call him Scrappy. So that's the end of this project. It was kind of fun, kind of neat. I like it. I don't know what I'll do with them. Just for the fun of it, just so I can get to talk to you on the video again. You know, when you're young, and everybody always asks you, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do when you grow up? Well, I think I finally figured it out. I want to be a child of God. And that's it. That's all I ever want to be. God bless you. God be with you. Thank you for watching.